It's already funny. Caffeine, methamphetamine, I say ha! Oh my goodness gracious.
That's a maniacal laugh you got going on this morning.
Dude, it's such a big deal, and it's only a big deal to me. Maybe a few other people will get the visual in their head and go, oh wow, what a moment that must have been. But it's a brief little story that I will share with you, and then we will start the show. And we always start the show by telling you what time it is and who works here. So here we go. It is 5:47. I'm Danny. That is Sarah. Good morning to Doug. Hi, Will.
Hey.
Oh, I thought you were telling me 8. It's 8 o'clock?
No, hey.
Hey, that'd be Doug. Anyway, it's 102.5 KZOK. I'm Danny Bonaducci. That's bitch. All right, so...
So how many of those methamphetamines did you
None, but oh my God. When I don't know... I mean, maybe 5 people, and all of them will have seen The Great Escape, will understand. So, I'm having an issue with time this morning. As you know, I have a real thing about punctuality. It's very difficult to get me upset. It's very difficult to get a rise out of me to the point where I'm going, hey man, did you really want to discuss it? But if you don't show up on time to meet me, or, well, I'll start with that one. If you don't show up on time to meet me when it's an important meeting, that means it was never important enough for you to show up on time. Dude, traffic. Have you been to Seattle? We have traffic. Leave earlier. You have no respect for me. If I'm late, because even though it's a 21-year-old reputation, I believe that people think I'm somewhere I shouldn't be doing things I shouldn't be doing. So I'm very weird about times. I'm starting to get the hang of the weather up here in the lovely Seattle. It's 46, and I wanted to bring a motorcycle today. Because I know that we're taking some photos, and I thought I've got my Harley Davidson is really custom. It's really tricked out and kind of represents this radio station, rock and roll radio station, I think. And I've got my leather KZOK jacket. I just think it'll be good, so I took the Harley instead of the motorcycle. They said the bicycle. So I will skip all the boring stories about being locked in because my bike is not heavy enough to set off the gauges.
What does that have to do with the weather? You're saying you're getting the hang of dressing?
Well, in Philadelphia, where it was much, much colder, I still only lived 300 yards to 1,000 feet from the radio station. No matter how cold it was, I'd go out and get on the wife's scooter. It took longer to warm up my Harley Davidson than it would to just get on the plastic scooter and go to work. The commute was, and I've said this 100 times, and it was exact, because I used a stopwatch. My commute was 40 seconds from home to work. You know that to be true, correct? That's not an exaggeration. I'm not telling the story. 40-second commute. This one, and this is the very first time I think that I've used a motorized vehicle to get to this place. This is probably 5 minutes from my house, maybe 8 minutes by.
It is, I think, a mile distance.
It's a mile 7 from my house.
1.7?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I measured it because it's a big deal to me that I ride a bicycle every day and I'm trying to get back in shape. What I have a problem with is getting dressed in Philadelphia, where it was 40 degrees colder. It was 6 degrees. It's 46 degrees today, in case you care. Where it was 6 degrees, I'd go shirtless if I cared. You know, as a matter of fact, you've seen me show up to work in soaking wet in a bathing suit. But tell me this isn't smart there. Pouring rain, right? When I'm going to leave for work, and I'm dressed, but I got a 40-second commute. I got time. Okay? I mean, seriously, if I'm not there, take a chance and put in a very short Green Day song or something like that. They do the shortest songs I can think of.
Beatles.
Beatles also do very... Wow, don't like mentioning those two in the same breath. I feel like I should be whipped. But anyway, and then I'll be there because of a big thing on prompt. But...
There were times when it was soaking, drenching rains, and you decided that you could just go to work wearing what you called your bathing suit, but it was essentially your underwear. And I'm hoping now that you've moved someplace where rain is pervasive that you don't start doing that again.
See, I feel like that's a dare because you and I are we have an argument about that if we could call here, I would win. I had a regular go-to-the-beach public swimming pool bathing suit that went down to your knees and
It
had a
did not go to your
drawstring.
knees.
It did, and it had a draw. It's a bathing suit. It was sold in the bathing suit department. If I had to bless you, God, you see that? God is smiting you.
They also sell bathing suits that are thong and have like zebra print.
Okay, by the way, even if that's what I was wearing, which I was not, I was wearing a normal bathing suit. If I showed up in a thong that I wore that I bought at the beach department, it's legal to wear. Try being a grown-up and living with it.
I don't know. I don't think those things are legal.
I kind of agree with you on that. But the point is I showed up in what I believe to be, and my wife who purchased it for me, believed to be a bathing suit. But the point of this story is that it was pouring rain out. I live so close to work. I got my bathing suit on and put all my clothes into a plastic trash bag and drove to work because I was that close. I got soaked, and then I got dry and put on my clothes when I got to work. So today, I brought the motorcycle, so I was running a little bit late. This will explain the methamphetamine, caffeine thing. So I'm on the Harley, which I have not ridden in quite a while, and I'm coming up Broad Street towards 4th. And you know how they have those counters that count backwards till you have this much time till the light turns red? I see 6 seconds, which is a lot of time if you're there. I'm not there. I'm at the bottom of the street. I'm a block away from a thing counting backwards from 6 seconds. So I hit the gas with everything I've got. Broad Street goes up to like 4th, and then that's flat, and then goes up, and then goes to whatever, 2nd, and then that goes flat. I hit Broad and 4th at 90 miles an hour, and I jumped all of 4th Street and landed back on Broad. Oh my God, I was freaking, I was screaming like a little girl, man. The reason I own a Harley Davidson, it was a really, really, really good choice to get a Harley. I love my bike. And those, no offense against those little Gixxers that go 165, 170 miles an hour. I had one. See that, well, you can't see the titanium plate in my arm, but you see the massive scar all the way down from the compound fracture. I wanted a bike that was going fast at 70, not 170. Well, apparently, this bike will do about 85 because I missed all of 4th Street. I'm in the air. It would have been so much cooler because there's going to be a photographer guy here, and I'm just being honest with you. I want to look cool. I'm in my KZOK jacket. I bought a helmet. I could have worn a full-face helmet that would have kept me warmer, but it also isn't cool. You can't possibly take pictures in it with a helmet covering your entire face.
That helmet?
No, that's my helmet. That's just my helmet for Southern California when it's 85 degrees out. It's called a brain bucket. It's not even legal. There's no padding to that.
You don't want to announce that on the radio.
You know what? A cop would have to be so fastidious and have to care so much. Oscar Madison, Felix Unger would have to be the cop for them to come and bother you. It's a plastic helmet that fits on it. It looks like a helmet. It just doesn't have enough padding in it to make it to code. Okay? So the fact is that I jumped all of 4th Street. I would have to say, swear to God, except for the height, I probably never got over 6 feet high. But imagine the tires of your motorcycle. 6 feet off the ground. Before you land on the next street, you skip all of 4th. So aside from the height of The Great Escape, I would have to say I did the jump from The Great Escape with Steve McQueen this morning. And the thing is, I would like to just be here right now and go, it was bitchin', man, I did the jump. If there was a camera there, my feet are sticking straight out because I'm petrified. And I'm making this noise, I swear, because I love to say, so I did the jump and I landed, I just got here to work. Here is the sound you would have heard if you saw me do it. Legs straight out like a flipped out child going, ah! And then I landed and made it. I was like, oh. So that's literally not what I came up with because caffeine, methamphetamine, not the most brilliant opening in the world, but that's what hit my mind. I was kind of tired because I knew I was taking a motorized vehicle to work today. So I slept in a little late, and it wasn't as late as I usually am ready to go as 100,000 miles an hour. You jump 4th Street, that'll perk your ass up.